Was this where he would come out to recharge?
This was his getaway spot. The cabin wasn't fixed up like it is today. It was really rustic. He needed a spot from all the activity that he was involved in the business. He needed a spot to be able to come out, make a sandwich, have a beer, fly fish a little bit. He had me come along, with him when I was very young, going to different quarries. I remember one time we drove to the quarry in Wisconsin, stopped at a cheese factory because he liked cheese. That was interesting to see. But we also stopped at quarries. He lived the way he talked. He would talk to the people, talk to the quarry foreman, go around, talk to the individuals, see what they had to say. He did that all the time. I saw it not just once, but whenever I was with him, you'd see him listening to the people. And that's why he felt it was so important. He got tons of first-hand information. I don't think it computed in my head until he specifically said it to me the way he did. Just listen to the people and they'll tell you how to run the business. As I've grown older, hopefully you gain a little wisdom. I've become much more of a believer in God. I don't think all of what we see around us, just the people that say it just happened by accident, just can't get there. I tend to really believe that we don't own anything on this earth. Everything we have comes from God. Every breath we take comes from God. That whole thinking has made me realize that, in a sense, I don't really own this business. I'm just a caretaker of it for a while. And when you get to be my age, you realize how fast and how short that while was. So we talked it over as a family, and we decided, you know what, we want to keep this thing going. I talked to Holly and Mike. They feel like they'd like to see it keep going. But Mike is now coming into the business. He is in full-time. I've kind of gone through with him what my dad did with me, and we've given him a whole list of things we'd like him to see and learn. Go around to all the different operations, meet the people, see what it's all about, and really build that foundation of understanding. When anything comes up, you have a mental picture immediately of what is involved and who's involved and what they're up against.
Pat's story about his father listening to the people really is at the core of the Coldspring leadership philosophy. We know that the pace of change is only going to get faster, and we need to have engaged employees with a mindset that's willing to not only accept that change is coming, but to embrace it with a spirit of innovation. If we problem solve as a team, we will continue to be leaders in the industry and thrive for another 100 years. So let's talk servant leadership and how it really is the key to the Coldspring way.
The act of being a servant leader has been in existence, some would argue, since Jesus Christ. The premise of him as first being a servant, someone who's listening to and understanding the needs of the people, and then leading the people. Putting a label on that is what just occurred in the last, I'll say 50 years. Pat talks about his dad. I would argue that his dad was exhibiting those tendencies of being a servant leader much before the label was created. So at a basic level, servant leadership is serve first, lead second. Our challenge is to find customers that have a unique need and then solve that need. So with the thought of we want to thrive for 100 years and we're a job shop, fundamentally, we need engaged employees. That's what leads to Wellbeing 6. Wellbeing 6 is about eliminating the obstacles to engagement: physical, financial, social, community, career, and then spiritual are elements that will prevent somebody for becoming engaged or staying engaged. We need leaders that are helping our employees by eliminating gaps in their well-being. That's what leads to the concept of servant leadership, the belief that servant leaders will do more to engage the people. The combination of those two things should enable us to create more employee engagement, a win from an employee perspective, a win from a customer perspective, and if those two are winning, the belief is the company will win. When you have a mindset of thriving for 122 years, that will in turn cause you to think differently about employee engagement, think differently about how to work with customers, think differently about when do you sacrifice short-term profits for longer-term benefits.
The concept of servant leadership and creating engaged employees connects directly to John Alexander and his core belief that we have to go out and listen to the people in order to run this business successfully. We're taking bold steps to take this idea and implement it throughout the company. Servant leadership is essentially how we've operated in the past, so this is nothing new. But what we're doing is we're naming it, and we're being very intentional about how we deploy it. It's a big idea and one that we're asking everyone to embrace. We think servant leadership will make us a stronger team and a better company.